Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story, and I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
I am that dude, Bodkins.
Yeah, DP lost like, Steve. Yeah.
Right. Where he's wondering, like, he's like, I
Patty to patty.
He won style, like no weight classes.
Yeah, basically, like I said, there's been a couple guys that are like,
It's ridiculous. No way. There's nobody else out there. He's your guy.
That's just not my mentality, bro. Like,
Yeah. Leave the ladder down. That's my always like, hey, somebody helped you out. Why not help somebody else out? Return.
Give a big round of applause for the one and only Bodkins Show.
Or bringing Craig Counsell down the interstate in a move unexpected. I had people.
I'm going to repeat that again, folks. I didn't stutter. Welcome to the Bodkins Show.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another great episode of the Bodkins Show. I'm your host, Bodkins, of course. Man, it is a nice June 1st, man. Holy shit, this year is going by fast. If you think about it, then this month that we're halfway done. 2025 is cruising. We are now officially, hopefully, entering that summertime period. It's been pretty nice here yesterday. Not super hot here in Missouri yet. A lot of fucking rain so far, but can't wait to get into the summer. It should be, I love. This is my favorite time of the year. Summer's the best. I enjoy being outside. Enjoy being by water, swimming, whatever it is. Yesterday, I got to play golf with the homies, so that was nice. Can't play golf, but sometimes it's all about just hanging out with your homies. It doesn't really fucking matter where that's at or what they're doing, as long as you're hanging out with friends, having a good time, man. Life's too short to not be able to do those things. So find time to hang out with your friends, hang out with the people, enjoy life. Because if we don't, then everybody's already got enough pressures going on in the world. So try to find those hour, 2 pockets of time to where you can just forget about it all and just really enjoy life. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters to me. None of a lot of the other bullshit, man. Life's already hard enough. They fucking people make it hard enough, and we don't have to, So try to find those pockets in life and enjoyment, and hold on to those, and do stuff that you love to do. That's I implore everybody, because at the end of the day, that's those are memories. Nobody's going to talk about the 18 hours of work or whatever when you die, and guess what? Work's going to fucking take your spot 2 weeks after you die. So, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So as long as you got a job, pay bills, make sure you find the right time and people to be around. And those are the special times. Those are the special moments in life. Shout out to the boys playing golf yesterday. Shout out to my son yesterday as well. Jaden started my oldest boy, Jaden, started his first job, lifeguarding. So also, and it's funny, his mom's like, I took a picture. The kids think I'm corny. They don't understand. Kids don't understand, and I probably don't. You don't understand when you're a kid either. Like, these are special moments as a parent, as your kid is, doing big things, whether it's graduating high school, getting their first job. For parents, we're happy because it's like, hey, they're doing something good in life, and kids don't understand that what that means to parents. They just think this is life, like, this sucks or no big deal. But sometimes it's a bigger deal to our parents than it is to us. So anyway, let's get into other things. We'll go ahead and we'll bring in back from a hiatus. Give it up for my guy, Mr. Johnny Cruz.
What's going on, man? Happy to be back here on the show. Apologies for missing a few weeks there. Like we talked about before the show, trying to move sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like you were talking about earlier about, enjoying the opportunities in life of, spending time with your friends and doing stuff like that, or with your family. Those are the times you definitely want to hold on to, because life is a pain in the ass otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Work, moving, paying bills, all that shit sucks. So enjoy the little moments you have of, hanging out with your boys, or for the ladies, hanging out with your girls and just, you know what I'm saying, just having fun. And I'm with you with the whole picture thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna front. When I was a kid, I hated that shit. I was like, why the hell are you taking pictures of everything? But when you're a parent, yeah, you wanna record those moments. You know what I'm saying? So that way you have those to look back on when you get older. That's the one. So besides the fact that you realize how much crap you have when you're going to move, but you do find stuff like, photo albums and shit like that. So you get to reminisce on stuff like that. So, but yeah, you want to treasure those moments, and yeah, the kids won't understand until they're parents, and then they'll realize how special those moments are. Like you mentioned, the graduation, your first job or prom, saying stuff like that or whatever. Those are moments that, we want to take pictures of so that way we can reminisce and shit. Because when our memories are gone and we can't remember shit, at least we have a picture to be like, oh yeah, that did happen.
Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. Johnny, let's jump right into it. Last night, the Indiana Pacers clinch. They knock out your Knicks in 6 games. And it's going to be Pacers Thunder. Thunder closed it out little bit earlier this week. They beat the Wolves in 5. We can look at we can talk each conference, and we'll kind of preview the finals here. Let's start with the East since it closed out last night. The Pacers, I thought, I thought game 1 set the tone. That 20-point comeback for them to set the tone. I kind of figured the Knicks would win game 5 in New York. Like they don't want to go down that way. But last night, I mean, whether it's Tyrese Halliburton, Piao Siakam, they just have both these teams that we'll talk about, the Thunder and Pacers, so deep in the Pacers that, they ran 12, 14 guys deep. And I think Kenny Smith said it best. Tom Thibodeau wouldn't play 9 in a baseball game. So, and that's probably the truth.
Yeah, I'm completely with you on that one. 2 young, fast-paced teams. So it's gonna be a fun final. It's gonna be interesting as far as the Knicks. This is the one good part about rooting for the Knicks, but not being a diehard fan of the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? So it sucks that they lost, but you know what I'm saying? It ain't phasing me like if it's a Yankee or Dolphin. You know what I'm saying? Those shit hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I root for the Knicks, but I'm not a diehard fan of the Knicks. But I'm with you. Game 1, you can't lose a 20-point lead at home, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they lose the second game in a close game as well. You down 0-2 and you lost home court advantage. It was going to be a struggle for them to come back regardless. They did what they had to do in game 5 to, not lose on their home court. But they got completely boat raced last night. Indiana's they're a deeper team, like you mentioned. They got a really good head coach. I like Tom Thibodeau, but you know what I'm saying, that's always been the issue with him, grinding his guys, you know what I'm saying, down too much. And yes, game 1 is kind of, he tried to use that as an example of why he keeps his guys in the game, because you never know. But I mean, how about you coach up your backups to make better decisions when you're up 20, so that way they're not jacking up crazy shots and shit like that, and you don't lose a 20-point lead. Or the fact that they actually have experience playing might make it a little easier for them to be able to handle those situations. But I digress on that one. It was just, it seems like it was meant for these 2 young teams to meet, Indiana and Oklahoma City. It's going to be interesting. You got the MVP in the West. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I like Tyrese Halliburton. There's that whole connection with the Knicks, because there was a lot of talk about him being the pick the year he came out in his draft, and they wound up taking Obi Toppin, who is actually now on the Indiana Pacers. You know what I'm saying? So there was a lot of talk that year on draft night that, that the Knicks messed up and they should have took Halliburton and stuff. And now look, came back to bite them in the ass. So congratulations to Indiana and the Pacers. It's going to be a fast-paced game series against Oklahoma City. It's going to be interesting.
It's the number 1 offense versus the number 1 defense, but it's not like Indiana. You look at Indiana, like Nembhard and a couple of those other guys, like they play really good defense. Like they did like a really good job on Brunson. Like I read a thing too. Obviously, throughout the series, it was talked a lot about like Brunson and Cat not playing on the same like. And I listened to Jeff Teague's podcast, and it's kind of true. They kind of play better without Brunson on there because it's like the ball moves out of the hands, right? Like it's when you have a ball dominant point guard, the ball doesn't move; it stays in his hands, and then 5 seconds left on the shot clock, some crazy ass shot goes, or you know what I mean, something like that. So like that was happening. Neimark did a good job defensively on him. Willie, he'll have to guard. He'll probably guard Shea in the series, and that'll be a tough matchup for him. But he did a pretty good job on Brunson. I also read like they were saying like Cat's like all season people were saying like inside and outside the locker room like Cat sucks at defense and is like messing up on the rotation and things like that. But I would think with the Tom Thibodeau, who is a defensive minded coach, isn't going to stand for that non-defense.
Nah, I'm with you on that, but there is, I mean, a big part of defense is as effort, you know what I'm saying, and the willingness to put in the time and the effort to play good defense. He's not a very good defender, especially with his size. And even on offense, I don't think he uses his size to his advantage as much as he can. So that's something that they're gonna have to work out on. The first year with Brunson and Cat playing together. But he has to play the 4, I think. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I know that the league is smaller now and there's not a lot of centers, but unless the other team has a really small center, he needs to play the 4 spot and actually have a rim protector, somebody there. But I'm with you with the whole ball sticking in Brunson's hands. One thing he's gonna have to develop is basically like run the offense through Cat on the post. You know what I'm saying? And then in the fourth quarter or whatever, if you have to dominate to do what you got to do, to win ball games, and that's what you do. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah,
I know Knicks fans is heartbroken or whatever now because they lost. But again, it was the first year with him and Cat together. They do need to. I mean, they made a big trade to get this kid from the Nets. No, the other trade for this kid. For Mikal Bridges, and I like him or whatever, but he's a little bit too passive for me. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna trade all those draft picks and all those, like I need somebody who's gonna be aggressive on offense, and you know what I'm saying? Like he's a fairly good defender, but you know what I'm saying, he's quick to just take a back seat on offense. Nah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to be aggressive, especially he has a lot of mismatches too with his length. Like start posting people up. He's got that little fadeaway in the you know what I'm saying, the mid game, use that more. Don't just stand at the 3-point line all the time. And even though I know that's today's NBA, but you got to be able to switch it up and figure things out in the playoffs. But yeah, Thibodeau got out coached, and it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in New York because you know how they be acting all crazy over there. So I wouldn't be surprised. Thibodeau either gets fired or he gets an extension. It'll be some crazy shit like that.
I mean, I don't think he'll get fired. It'll be tough to fire him. I mean, he took a team to Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 20 years. You know what I mean?
True that.
In 25 years, like the last time they were this far was Spreewell and the boys.
2000, I think.
Yeah. And then they obviously lost in the finals. But yeah, I mean, kudos to the Pacers. And I was kind of a little surprised. I thought Tyrese Halliburton was going to get MVP. Not that the Eastern Conference MVP fucking matters. Like, let's not.
No, man.
Pretend that it matters. But P.L. Siakam, Mike, it seemed like, though, at times when they needed a bucket, he did well. I mean, there was a game where Tyrese had no turnovers and 30 points. I thought in the fourth quarter last night, he really kind of took it over. When he's aggressive, he's so good.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's not as aggressive as you want him to be. But he's also a good pass first point guard. It's kind of that, in his length, he reminds me a little bit like a Magic type Johnson. You know what I mean? Like that. He can, but with a little bit better shot. Not saying he's Magic Johnson. Jesus, let me know.
Yes, people. You know what I'm saying, though?
Yeah. But just the way he plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his style. Yeah. And I'm with you, though. If he's a little aggressive, to try to score, not just taking threes, because, it's hard to stay right in
Well, I
front
mean,
of him, especially with the way the league is now. So he can get to the rim pretty much any time, but he dishes it out a lot. You know what
he
I'm
was
saying?
getting to the
Sometimes just take that layup. You know what I'm saying? Get those
he
easy
was
2
getting to the
points.
rim last night in the fourth quarter, and he had 6 or 7 that just, I mean, they were just teardrops. You know what I mean? Just they were going in.
Yeah.
Let's look at the West side or the Western Conference. Thunder handled. I mean, none of those games were even close. Like
No.
I mean, the Thunder, the one game the Wolves won, there was a blowout, but the Thunder just, I mean, really just took the Timberwolves out to the woodshed and beat them down.
Yeah. The only game that was close was Game 4, where the Thunder only won by 2. Every other one was, you know what I'm saying, was a complete ass whipping. But the Thunder have been this team all year. Like you mentioned earlier, they're deep. They've got a lot of young, long talent. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these kids are, you know what I'm saying? You got Chet. The signing of the Haddlestein or whatever the center was on the Knicks is on him. So he gives them a defensive presence there as well. But they got a ton of number 1 draft pick. Jay Williams is one of the best players in the league. Hopefully they don't have the same issue they did when Harden was young, where they had to get, they couldn't afford everybody. Hopefully they make it happen so that kid can stay there. But he's a great player as well. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in this one here. Like I said, it should be fast paced. Oklahoma plays a lot of really good defense. And not for nothing, but for Minnesota, you know what I'm saying? I like Anthony Edwards. Now we can stop with this whole Michael comparison shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody always wants to compare somebody to Mike. There's only one Michael, people. Like, stop it. You know what I'm saying? Because Michael Jordan, after a loss, was, you know what I'm saying? Like he took it like a man or whatever, but he would be pissed off and he'd be in the lab working hard to get better the next year. This generation, they're like, it's all good. It's just basketball. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
like they say.
He's got to work harder. You know what
I
mean?
No. He has that mindset of, like, the killer instinct on the court. Like, he wants to dominate his opponent and stuff like that. So I understand when people say that he kind of reminds of, you know what I'm saying, with that. But overall, the mentality of this league now is not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of these younger kids are starting to do that, but the last 20-something years, there's been this mentality of, oh well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I lost, it's no biggie. You know what I'm saying? I still got my $150 million, so I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same, or at least it doesn't feel the same as far as, like, when people lost, like motherfuckers was just crying and just, like, upset, and, you know what I'm saying? Now it's just like, oh well, we lost, it's all good. You know what I'm saying? No biggie. But I like Minnesota. They're gonna have to make some kind of a move. They need somebody. They need somebody to team. Yeah, because they got no draft picks. They got no nothing. They traded everything away. But they got to get somebody there to ride with Anthony Edwards, a big that's a little more offensive than what Rudy Gobert can do. I would be. I know Anthony Edwards ain't going nowhere, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they're in the same situation, even though they got a little further that Denver's in. Because I think Denver needs to make some moves too. Because, you know what I'm saying, you don't want to just get rid of. You know what I'm saying, you're gonna waste Joker's, you know what I'm saying, prime years. Because Jamal Murray, I like Jamal Murray, but he ain't a good enough number 2 for, you know what I'm saying. Like, the Joker won that title because Jamal Murray, helped out that, he was hot in those playoffs, but he is too inconsistent right now, and in big games he's shrunk. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with Denver and Minnesota, because OKC is young enough to where they could lock up this West for the next several years, bro.
Quick thing, Anthony Edwards didn't really play all that well, like, in this series. He didn't. You know what I mean? Where it was like, there wasn't like a signature game, there wasn't a signature moment where it's like, okay, this kid, you know what I mean? Like, and kudos to the Thunder for we just said they're the number 1 defense in the NBA. So, like, kudos for them. They play, the Thunder. Somebody like Jay Williams kind of said this on something. He was like, they can be the San Antonio Spurs. Like, it doesn't which is like this small market team. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of egos, right? Like, it doesn't seem like They all are kind of bought in. They have 20 extra freaking draft picks the next 10 years. You know what I mean? Like they still built now and for the future because they've hit on all these draft picks or trades and things like that. And so you look at obviously the MVP and Shea, and his game is different. He reminds me so much of like a mid-range. It's not like he's out there jacking up threes. Obviously, he gets to the free throw line quite a bit. I know there's some hate on that for him because like he does get to the free throw line, but they said even if you took away his free throws, like he still leads the league in points per game. So it's just like, the kid can just hoop. You know what I mean? Like the kid can just ball it. And so what if he gets to the free throw line and then he's 98% free throw shooter? That's the fucking point. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he does whatever he needs to do to score for his team, which again, you mentioned Anthony Edwards didn't play well this series. I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he took hella threes in this series. You know what I'm saying? When he had the advantage of blowing by his guy and getting to the rim pretty much at will. You know what I'm saying? Shea will take whatever he can. Whatever the defense gives him, he's going to take it. Yeah, he'll take his threes, but he is deadly, like you mentioned, in the mid range. You know what I'm saying? And he gets to the free throw line. So I like Shea's game. Yeah, he hooks people's arms and so that's just old school stuff that guys have been doing forever to draw contact. That's a lot. I can deal with that a lot more than I can, the whole era that we had to deal with James Harden barely getting touched and going to the free throw line 40 times. You know what I'm saying? Like this kid actually, he's getting contact and not just ball faking and jumping into people. You know what I'm saying? Like he's body to body with people and he gets that contact. You know what I'm saying? But his mid range game is elite right now. So I like Shea a lot. You know what I'm saying? The fact that he wound up getting traded a couple times too before he got to OKC. Like you mentioned, dude, they got all these draft picks. And this is such a young team. If the ego stay in check and everybody stays bought in, if they happen to win a title, we'll see what happens because that sometimes changes people when they when they get all that attention from winning a championship. But if they can stay together and stay bought in, the West could be unlocked for a few years now.
Yeah, I was looking at Anthony Edwards' stats here. So he only went over 20 twice. He scored 30 twice, and that was in game. What game was that? That was in game 2 and 3. He scored 30. Other than that, 19 in elimination games, 16, 18.
See, no.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like 7 of 18, 5 of 13. This is field goals. 12 of 17. 12 of 26, not many rebounds, under 10 rebounds, under 10 assists in all those games. Didn't even average, you know what I mean?
Right. That's what I'm saying. If you ain't hitting your shot, you got to be doing other things to help your team win. And it seemed like, if his shot wasn't falling, he just kept chucking them up. You know what I'm saying? If your shot ain't falling from the outside, that's when you be aggressive to the rim, try to get a bunch of free throws, something.
Yeah, so like he said, Anthony, this right here, he averaged 23 points, 7 rebounds, 4 6 in the 5 games. But when you break it down even closer, it just wasn't, it wasn't there. I mean, and like we said, like they won, the Timberwolves won like 20 plus more games than the Thunder this year, or whatever it was. Like that showed that they were the best team. They were been the best team, and they were the best team in the series. That's why it was a gentleman's sweep. I mean, they just went in and handled business. In SGA and the boys. Let me ask you. Let's look at this NBA Finals. Again, it's the number one team, number one defense versus number one offense. 2 deep teams. Rick Carlisle's been there and done that as a head coach. Obviously, with the Mavericks, won the title. Thunder, but all these guys, Pascal Siakam has been to the finals, but for the most part, new, the core of these teams are new, never been here. Man, this is I know that everybody's gonna, the location, the NBA is like the Indiana, Oklahoma, and probably not the best, prime time spots for media wise, but it's gonna be some. I think once people turn the TV on and realize this is gonna be some good basketball.
That's what I was just about to say. Geography aside, because people are always gonna, say that the smaller markets don't draw well. But if you actually like basketball and you want to see fun, athletic young guys just running back and forth, like it's gonna be some fun basketball. Oklahoma City, like you mentioned, like shit. I'm just realizing now. I knew they won a lot of games, but they almost won 70 games. You know what I'm saying? They were 68-14. OKC. So they are hella good. You mentioned Rick Carlisle with the Pacers. What does he come up with to try to slow OKC down, or do they just try to like race them and just go blow for blow? It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like I said, if you like basketball, it should be some entertaining ball games here. Both teams like to get after and run. Indiana has to. They cannot. They cannot play a half-court game against OKC. That's where OKC will be able to show their dominance on defense. So Indiana's they're gonna want to run and push the pace. So transition basketball is going to be key for Indiana to have a chance here.
And both teams like to get out and run even on makes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like even last night, loves, like you saw him get out there on makes and just push the ball. Like it shows you. Alan's saying it right here. They were the two best teams record-wise since the start of January. So Pacers started off slow. And then since really All-Star break, these have been the two best teams. I mean, the Thunder have been the best team all year.
Right.
But man, here we go. I hope it's a long series.
I just hope for more entertaining, closer games. I hope it ain't a bunch of blowouts. But I would think it's. I mean, unless Indiana completely folds, I would say it goes at least 6, and hopefully there's some nail biters in there. It'll be fun for that. But if I'm picking now, I'll take OKC in 6.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think so too. I think I just think OKC is just too good. So this says I was just kind of reading. Prepare for a faster final. Typically, as the stakes rise, the games get more intense. NBA's play slower and more methodically. Here's the average pace of play. So, like they expect both these teams with the pace of play just to be at 98.4 possessions per game. So we're gonna see a lot of where typically the last few years we're looking at 98 possessions. We haven't had that a possession over that close since 2017. The last few years, 93, 91, 95, 97, 94, 96, 92, 100. Where both these teams, again, want to get up and down and run. So, I'm excited. I'm excited. This, to me, the league is closing one chapter. We see this all the time where the one chapter is closing. The KD, the Curry, the LeBron era is ending, and now we're getting into the Giannis, the Jokic, the SGA, this new generation of
some new blood.
Yeah, and for the I think 4th or 5th year in a row or whatever it is, we're having a new NBA champion will be crowned.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm happy about the new blood, the young blood that's going to be in the finals. OKC
29-1 against the Eastern Conference this year.
That's wild. That's quite a stat.
Yeah.
Again, they've been one of the more dominant teams in a while, and it's we mentioned the depth that's on OKC as well, so that's going to help Indiana. It's going to be a really interesting series. Like I said, it has the potential to be a really fun series. But I'm excited about the new blood. You get tired of seeing the same the same teams, over and over and over again.
Yeah.
All those stacked teams that that just kept that you knew they were going to be in the finals every year. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just set up that way. You know what I'm saying? So now it's there's a little bit more parity in the league, and there's a lot of good young talent in this league. So it should be a lot of fun, man. 2 deep teams, 2 young teams that like to run. The MVPs involved. It's going to be some good. If you're a fan of basketball, you actually like basketball. You should enjoy this series.
I think I like the Thunder in 6 and probably SGA to be my MVP. I just think
I'm gonna lean towards. I mean, I want to say he'll probably get it because you'll see that tends to happen. In you know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna say Jalen Williams wins it for OKC.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, okay. I think SGA is gonna play well. I think Chet's gonna play well, but I think he may be the deciding factor, and I think there'll be a couple games towards the end of this series where he'll wind up blowing up and taking over games and stuff. So I'm just to go with a dark horse type.
Yeah, put your money on Jalen Williams is what you're saying.
Yeah. He's a really good player, bro. For being a second or third option, you know what I'm saying. Wherever you want to put him, with him and Chet, he's a hell of a ball player, bro. And he does whatever the team needs him to do. If they need him to guard the best player on the other team, he does that. If they need him to rebound, assist, he does that. If they need him to score, he can score too. He's gonna get paid, bro. That's like I said. I hope they find a way to be able to pay, him and Chet to be able to keep those 3 together. We'll see what winds up happening. But yeah, if you don't know who Jalen Williams is, watch the finals. You're gonna find out.
Yeah, I mean Caruso too. Like Alan said,
dude.
Like they both these teams got
those. It was Hartenstein is the one from the Knicks. The name I had a brain fart earlier or whatever. But yeah, Caruso. Like they got those couple of key veterans to help them defensively and just with some veteran knowledge. Good role players. You know what I'm saying? Because not for nothing, the Knicks could have used Homeboy. You know what I'm saying? If he was still with the Knicks, but they couldn't afford him. You know what I'm saying? So OKC, that GM, bro. Hell of a job that he's done with all, rebuilding this team after he had to get rid of, KD and Russ and stuff. He definitely capitalized on his trades and shit. I'm wondering if you're a GM in the NBA and that phone rings and it's OKC, don't even answer that shit because you're gonna get got. Even though the trade's gonna sound like a really good trade for you, they're gonna get got.
What they got? I mean, they got SGA from
the Clippers because the Clippers wanted Paul George.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So they were like, yeah, you can take this guy, quote unquote playoff P. And we'll take this young stud at point guard. Sure.
Russo's the oldest guy on the team. That's how. Yeah, I mean the Thunder are young. They're good. Yeah, they're built to come.
It's scary how good they could be, bro.
And I don't want to compare them to the Spurs yet, but like Jay Williams saying on that situation is like they're young. There doesn't seem to be like an egos where everybody's, you know what I mean. But that's until money gets involved. You know what I mean? Money might change some of that, but who knows? They have to me. SGA seems like the Tim Duncan type where he's not going to – you don't have to treat him like a superstar, even though he is a superstar,
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, and it's important if your leader is that type, then it makes it easier for the rest of the guys to fall in line with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, again, but like you said, money and popularity because you win a chip – you know what I'm saying? You're going to be in a lot more commercials and stuff like that. People are going to be wanting to see you. So again, if those 3 can stay humble, because they'll be able to rotate all of the other pieces. But if those 3 can stay humble and want to stay together, they could run off a few titles here. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, I mean,
but they got to get the first one. Obviously, I don't want to get ahead of myself and sleep on the Pacers like the Knicks did. But you know what I'm saying? OKC.
I told the Knicks fans too. Y'all act like y'all won some when you beat fucking Boston out here throwing trash bags and celebrating in the fucking streets.
Well, yeah, I mean they again, this all falls back to, like I always say, that the worst part about being a Yankee fan are Yankee fans. You know what I'm saying? So that's for all New York sports, unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? But when you haven't been shit for 20 something years, you know what I'm saying, they get excited about any type of victory is like a huge victory for them. So yeah, they go a little bit overboard or whatever, but you know what I'm saying, they got to celebrate something. You know what I'm saying? The Knicks have been trash for a while.
It's going to get your blood pressure boiling, I'm sure, but I got to ask you, what the hell's going down in Miami with the Dolphins? I was reading reports today that Jonnu Smith are this week could be traded to the Steelers. He was typically your best player last year. Is Tyreek Hill going to be gone? Jalen Ramsey seems to be gone. Like, both of those guys have one foot out the door, and then you're talking about trading, Jonnu Smith for peanuts.
Yeah, the Dolphins are one of the craziest teams. That there was reports that the coach and the GM's jobs were on the line, but yet every move that they've made this offseason is the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? They're doing stuff like if they're almost sort of rebuilding. You know what I'm saying? The Jalen Ramsey thing was another mistake by the GM Chris Greer, who I've wanted him fired for a minute now, but he gave Jalen Ramsey an extension. You know, he reworked his deal and Tyreek Hill's deals last year when he didn't need to, just gave them money just cause. And then that's backfiring on you. You know, say with both of them. You know what I'm saying? So we knew Jalen Ramsey was going to want to leave once he saw that the team was going to be competitive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not stressing the Jalen Ramsey thing. They got some good young, you know what I'm saying, secondary pieces. We'll see. Because I've already gone into the mindset that, you know what I'm saying, hopefully we win 7 games, 6-7 games, you know what I'm saying, something like that. We may surprise some people, whatever. The schedule is kind of favorable, whatever. But I have no confidence in this team. I don't know if Tua is going to stay healthy and be able to play more than 4 games. You know what I'm saying? So, like, part of my brain, in order to, like, understand what's happening, is, like, just go 3-14. You know what I'm saying? And get a top pick, get a new quarterback, start this shit all over. But the whole Jonnu thing, you know, tight ends got paid this offseason. George Kittle got a new deal. The hell's the other kid? Somebody else, another young tight end got a new deal when just recently. So he's trying to cash in. This is the
I think TJ.
Yeah. CJ Hawkinson, right. So you know what I'm saying, he's trying to capitalize on the best season he's had in his career. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody that I thought him, Zach Sealer, and Jordan Brooks are three of the core pieces that I thought should have gotten extensions, but no, they gave it to the knuckleheads on the team, which is what Chris Greer tends to do. But Jonnu was one of those that I was like, look, you know, the way he played in this offense, you know, he's somebody you can extend him for a year or two and kind of get some salary cap space or whatever. But apparently they were talking to him, but he wants to, like, get paid. So if he's looking for, like, top tier tight end money, then nah, bro, he ain't worth all that. You know what I'm saying? Trade him and see what happens or whatever. But I have no, you know what I'm saying, to tie it all up, I really have no idea what the hell they're doing in Miami, because, again, their moves make it look like they're kind of trying to rebuild. You know what I'm saying? Even though offensively, if Tyreek has a good, you know what I'm saying, has a good year, if Tua can actually stay upright, you know what I'm saying, maybe they can do something offensively. Defensively, they got a lot of young talent. You know what I'm saying? You never know. But I have no confidence in this team at all, and I got no confidence in the front office. I've soured on Mike McDaniel because, you know what I'm saying,
welcome to the club.
Well, he's just, you know what I'm saying, like, bro, like, you have to adjust, you have to evolve, and, like, he made no adjustments when Tua was out last year. You know what I'm saying? He tried to run the same offense with 2 other quarterbacks that have completely different styles than Tua. He tried to run the same offense with those guys. Like, if you can't adjust with the players that you have, then you're not a good coach. You know what I'm saying? I like him. I like his mentality. I like the swag and all that shit. But that don't mean shit if you ain't winning football games, bro. You know what I'm saying? So if you can't evolve, you know what I'm saying, it's either adapt or die. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like he's holding on to dear life. But again, the moves that they've been making almost makes it seem like the owner was like, yo, y'all good. If we got to start this shit over, we started over. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get out of all these bad contracts. Because they've put themselves in a position that next year they got a good amount of picks. If they trade, once they trade Ramsey, if they do trade Jono, they're going to have even more picks. They're going to have hella salary cap space. So they're setting themselves up for next year if they do have to kind of reset it. But that's another year where us Dolphin fans have to suffer as one of the worst organizations in the NFL.
Yeah. I mean, sorry about it. I just want to know what the hell is going on.
It's all good, Packer fan. Spoiled ass Packer fan with three Hall of Fame, possibly three, franchise Hall of Fame caliber quarterbacks. Let's see what Jordan Love turns into, but you go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers. Talk about being a spoiled NFL fan.
Yeah. We'll see.
Because when you got one of those, and then that's why I'm glad that I'm older and I got to see the majority of Dan's career. Like when you got one of those dudes, like you always feel like you can win a game. Yeah. No matter what. You know what I'm saying? Like I haven't felt that shit in 25 plus years, bro. That's sad, bro. That's really sad.
I was gonna. There's some. Oh, did you see this? Real quick on the last NFL stuff. Did you see Joe Flacco? Sometimes I know the reporters always ask the dumbest questions or like, what the fuck you want this guy to say? Like no matter what he says, he's in the wrong. And they're like, Joe, are you gonna mentor these guys? He's like, that's not my job. Like his job's like, I'm out here prepared for me to be the QB1. Mm-hmm. Like the best thing for them young guys is to just come watch me learn and work. And you know what I mean? If they're gonna ask questions, I'll answer them. But I'm not just gonna take them under my wing and be like, hey, this is how you know what I mean? Because like I got my own shit. I'm trying to be QB1 on Sunday too. So and then it's just like he's not is he not a mentor or a leader? Like he's just like, what do you want him to say? Like he even said, like, you're not gonna like the answer I'm giving you. Like there's no, if he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna mentor them, and then people are gonna say like, oh well, he's not preparing for Sunday, he's too busy mentoring,
Yeah, no, this is a situation. I mean, Joe Flacco is trying to like win a position. You know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to win the job. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same situation, going back to your boy, the whole Brett Favre thing where are you gonna mentor Aaron Rodgers? No, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a different situation altogether. I understand Joe Flacco's mentality of, you know what I'm saying, like if they want to watch how I work and whatever, and of course I'm going to answer any questions, but I'm not going to go out of my way and not do the work I have to do to make sure that they're doing what you know what I'm saying? Like he's trying to win a spot. He's trying to win the starting job in Cleveland. So mentoring, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I'll be a good teammate and I'll answer questions and help them how I can, but I need to focus on what I need to do, which is beat them out. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to win this job.
But they always have to ask that type of shit just to stir shit up because that's what people want to write about is all the, you know what I'm saying, all the negative shit for people to get all excited about.
Yeah. I want to switch to baseball real quick. I got to ask you because it's your division, so I'm not really locked in. What the hell has gone wrong in Baltimore? We're 2 months into the season. They're 14 back. This is a team that made the playoffs just, last year and had this young, like, seemed to be revolutionizing. And Baltimore falling 14 back. Are you Yankees?
Yeah, they're not playing good baseball. Obviously, they're one of the. Even though Baltimore's not really a small market, but it is a small market as far as the budget that they want to spend. But they have all this young talent, and they had an opportunity. They had that 2-year window. They did go get Corbin Burns, but they had an opportunity where if they would have actually spent a little bit of money and gotten that other ace pitcher to match with him, they could have possibly went on a run one of these last couple years.
They let Anthony Statlander. He left. I'm like, Jesus, where it's like those guys like Corbin Burns and Sam Statlander, like that was the team. You know what I mean? Yeah,
those were their two vet. You know what I'm saying? Like you had a veteran in your lineup. You know what I'm saying? Who had been there for a while, and then you had that ace pitcher. You know what I'm saying? Like actually put up a little bit of money. You know what I'm saying? You have all these young position players that you have under control for the next 5 years. Like, now is the time to spend money on your pitching, and they chose not to do that. And now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, as a Yankee fan, I don't feel bad because whatever. You know, so that's one less team I got to worry about. Yankees got their own problems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but it's a little bit of a surprise how badly they're playing. I mean, it's only 57 games, so we'll see what happens here. But the shit about Baltimore is like, it's not like they're gonna make a move at the trade deadline. You know what I'm saying? So sorry, Baltimore fans, but if those young kids don't turn it around themselves, it's gonna be a long summer.
I think it's gonna be a long summer because we're
I think so too, man. Unfortunately, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was because they got some good young talent there, man. But like I said, for these quote unquote smaller market teams, when you have that opportunity, that bite of the apple, like, you got to go for it. You know what I'm saying? So they like I said, they made a trade for Corbin Burns. Good for you. You knew you were going to either have to extend him or something. But if you weren't going to extend him, then I would have made another trade for an ace and just went after it last year. You know what I'm saying? I would have made sure that I have a chance to go to the show last year, and they didn't. Then you wind up losing Burns, and now look at you.
Yeah, they to me have been the most disappointing team through 2 months, the Orioles, just because, like, I didn't, from an outsider's perspective, as somebody that's just like, man, what happened there? Because they were, I don't think people were picking on them to win the division this year so much, but to compete at least, to be 14 games back. I mean, you could say the Rockies, but I mean, they've only got 9 wins, which, I mean, not anybody.
Yeah, but nobody expected the Rockies to be shit anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I expected them more than 9 wins. Jesus, how do you only win 9 wins?
You expect any major league baseball team to have more than 9 wins after 50 games? I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But no, I'm with you on that one. Baltimore's disappointing. Obviously, the Braves, you know what I'm saying? I know they're going to fall back on all the injuries, but, teams have injuries. It is what it is. But the other one, who was I looking at? That was a little surprising.
I think the most surprising team to me is still the Tigers.
It's in a good sense, yeah. Detroit, props to them. As far as like the teams that are a little disappointing, Allen's Rangers, I'm surprised that they're under 500 a few games. I know it was a few years ago now that they won their title, but
series,
you know what I'm saying? It's almost like when Houston came back, was it last year, to win the division? Yeah. It's almost like they took their heart, bro, and they just, you know what I'm saying? Are they gonna wind up being just a 500 team now? I don't know. I'm sure Alan will comment on that, but if you're ready to give up Corey Seager, let the Yankees know, bro.
Yeah, as far as like real quick, the most surprising teams in just the first 2 months, I think the Tigers. And I mean, I hate to say a homer, but my Cubs have just been surprising me all year. I didn't think they'd be this fucking good. I mean,
I told you they had a chance to be good, man. If they would have kept Bellinger, like I don't know, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad they didn't. But yeah, your boy out in right field that you got from Houston is a baller, bro. I told you. I like. I like your Cubs. I like the way they play. There's some good young talent there, but yeah, props to Detroit, man.
Best record in the National League, 36-22 with the Mets, Phillies, and the Dodgers. So
right,
yeah,
and honestly, your Cubs are the only ones that probably weren't projected to be there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So props to you and your Cubs. Like, that makes it fun, bro. You know what I'm saying? For all the people that want to hate on Yankee fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, Yankee fans are some obnoxious ass pain in the asses. Like I said, the worst part about being a Yankee fan is Yankee fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an older Yankee fan. I've been through when they sucked in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? My childhood sucked as a Yankee fan. Let me just let you know. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the Mets being so good. You know what I'm saying? So I had to deal with that before they finally got good in the 90s and whatever. But to know that your team is going to do whatever they can to put a good product on the field and you have a chance to win every year, you say that makes it fun. That's why, you know what I'm saying? I love baseball. So I know my team, even though they may not end the season the way I hope, but I know that they're going to be competitive each year. So I'm happy for the Cubs. I'm happy for, you know, saying that's why, props to Milwaukee for what they've been able to do the last several years. That's why I feel kind of bad for Baltimore. You know what You know, saying they had those couple years where it was like they had
6 in a row.
Yeah,
I mean, right now,
Milwaukee, props to them, bro, for being a small market team. They always find a way. Then you know what I'm saying. You got your other teams there that props to the Cubs, even though that they can never be considered a small market, even though your owner acts that way sometimes.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying. It's it obviously makes it more fun when your team is good, but when they're at least competitive and you can have obviously more fun watching them when they're competitive than when they're hot garbage. Like I feel bad for Pittsburgh, and we joked about Colorado, but I feel bad for Colorado fans. Like your season was over the second or third week of the season. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're done. Like like how are you gonna have a $1.55 winning percentage? Like that's insane, bro.
9 wins in 2 months. You know what I mean? I think there's a college baseball team, a minor league team that could probably get.
I was about to say, right? Yeah, this is like they would say about about college football teams. Oh, this college football team could possibly play this NFL team. That shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But baseball's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? You put a hot pitcher on that college team on the mound, and Colorado might lose a game. You know what I'm saying?
9 wins, man. That's insane.
That's wild, bro.
Real quick, back to the surprising team. Is the Tigers. Like I know they were in the World Series last year, or not the World Series, but the American, the ALCS. But man, they're the best team in baseball right now, and you couldn't probably tell me 5 guys on that team. You know what I mean? Yeah,
except for Skubal, the pitcher.
Yeah,
he's dominant, bro.
Yeah,
like he's fun to watch, man.
Having a resurgence there, but so.
Nah, yeah, they're a fun team to watch too. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the Fire Stick, we get to watch whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to make it a point to watch that kid pitch, bro. If you like pitching, bro, he's nasty, bro. He's fun to watch, bro. The Tigers, props to them, man. Gleyber, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't have to deal with all the bullshit pressure of New York. You know what I'm saying? He can go over there and just play ball. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, he's got a pretty decent batting average. He's batting close to 300, 275, 27 RBIs. His OPS is 800. So like,
right, and that's the shit that I would always complain about him with the Yankees. You know what I'm saying? It's like if he just tries to make contact and hit line drives, he'll be close to a 300 hitter. It's when he's trying to hit home runs that he winds up batting 230. You know what I'm saying? So he seems to be doing that for Detroit. Detroit's got a lot more gaps in there, so you know what I'm saying, those line drives there. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm happy for Gleyber Torres. Seriously, happy for Detroit Tiger fans. They deserve it.
Yeah, the Tigers. I mean, they're to me the biggest surprise and best team in baseball through 2 months right now. But we still got a long way to go.
Yeah,
and we'll have to see what happens. Let's get to the back end of the show here, Johnny. We'll start with your movie review.
Apology. It's actually a TV show.
Okay.
This is Andor is a Star Wars show on Disney Plus. They just did their season 2, and they're only doing 2 seasons, but it leads right into Rogue One, which is the prequel movie to the original Star Wars. Rogue One was about the rebels that stole the Death Star plans.
Yeah.
So Cassian Andor was the guy that stole the plans with Jin in that movie. So this was the show. So it's basically a show about how the rebellion got started that leads into New Hope. And it's some of the best writing and storytelling in Star Wars. For the ones that only like lightsabers and the Force and all that shit, you're not gonna enjoy it as much. This is more of like a drama, spy type stuff, but it does, it obviously has, Star Wars. So you have the spaceships, the aliens, and all that shit. But it's about character building and building a rebellion to go against the Empire, and it's dark, bro. Like you see how evil the Empire is in this show, but it was phenomenal. It was a great show. If you like Star Wars at all, if you like, spy, type drama type shit, definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun. It's well done, well made. It definitely gets 5 stars. If you're a fan of Star Wars at all, give it a shot, seriously. And the way they set up season 2 is, they split it up into basically it's 12 shows, but they dropped 3 at a time. So each three episode period was like a year leading up to Luke Skywalker blowing up the Death Star. You know what I'm saying? So you get to see how the rebellion forms and what led to the rebellion and all that. Like, it's really, really well written, really fun show. I definitely recommend it. It was great.
All right. Real quick before we get into our top 5, we got to go around the web here, and I have been. I don't know what's fucking true, what's not true with this Diddy trial. Some of my takeaways, I was like, that fucking can't be real, or maybe it is fucking real. I don't know, because you just don't know, because they're not airing this shit. Why aren't they airing this trial? I need to know. Like, they air fucking. We got to hear Amber Heard pooping on Johnny Depp's bed, but we can't fucking see what the real shit is. Trial
because all the people that own all the TV networks and everything are involved in this shit.
Yeah, probably so. So I've heard a couple things. So obviously we know about, maybe you don't know, but he blew up Kid Cudi's car, and then because like he was dating Cassie or something like that, or something on the lines of those. But then there's stories like he broke into Kid Cudi's house and unwrapped his Christmas presents like the motherfucking Grinch. Like, the fuck, he just breaks into his house. How they fucking know that? Like, why?
Like, that's crazy.
Why would you do that? And then I read this morning, and I don't know if any of this is, again, I don't know what's true and what's not true, right? And then I read this morning that he broke into the house, Kid Cudi's house, and fucked Kid Cudi's dog. I'm like, the fuck? What do you mean? He's just out here fucking the dog? Like, where's Kid Cudi at? Where's
right
house?
Yeah.
This man is diabolical.
Yeah, and I had heard shit, back, saying growing up in New York, saying being up from up there, you heard a lot of shit, especially once Pac got killed and then the whole shit happened and Biggie wound up getting shot. Like, there was a lot of stuff up there which people tried to hush about Diddy's involvement and all that shit. Like, he definitely was involved with the first time that Pac got shot, that he wound up in the hospital or whatever, and then wound up going to death row after he went to jail. Like, I truly believe that. I obviously, allegedly, because I don't want Diddy's crazy ass sending somebody after me, even though I'm a nobody. But I'm just saying, allegedly, he definitely. But it makes you think, you know what I'm saying, how much involvement did he have with Pac and Biggie's death? Not for nothing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, all the stories that are coming out. I'm with you. I don't know what's true and what's not true, but there was shit back in the late 90s about how he was kind of fucked up in the head. So I can only imagine, you know what I'm saying, motherfucker going into people's houses and unwrapping gifts and like, what the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you are. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's all these elites that are involved in this. So like, people are running and hiding, leaving the country and stuff like that. So it's deep, man. It's gonna be interesting to see how many people go down in Diddy's ship, because he seemed like the type that he's gonna try to drag as many people down with him as possible. Yeah.
And then his Cassidy, is it Cassidy or Cassie? I don't know her name.
I think it's Cassie. Yeah.
Yeah, Cassie, like her husband, she had a husband during this time, and he's in their courtroom just having to listen to all these sex tapes and watching his, I think, from what I understand.
Right, so, that's crazy.
Wow. Oh, real quick, also, I didn't say this. How about this? I don't even know who she is. Is her name something Sweeney?
Sydney Sweeney?
Yeah, what is she from? Like she's some.
She's an actress right now. I think she got her start either on Instagram or something like that. She's a real pretty girl, banging body. She's so she's been doing a lot. She's doing hella movies now. I saw that, bro. Not for nothing, but props to her, because when they interviewed her, she was like, I have a lot of men that always reach out or make comments, talk about that they want my bathwater. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and make money off of it then. You know what I'm saying? If it's something they want, I'm gonna give them what they want. Is what she said.
Her bathwater, like
yes. Yes, and they kind of they use that to create the soap. Supposedly, it's her bath water. That's
How the fuck can you verify that? So she's just in here, and then somebody's next to her taking the water. Like,
Yeah.
go bath this motherfucker.
That's
How does this happen?
That's what I'm saying.
How does this happen?
It just tells you how sick you're saying. I mean, bro, like there's some sick motherfuckers out there, bro.
I mean, different strokes for different folks,
Yeah,
but you won't find me. You know,
shit, bro. I'm good with Ivory soap, bro.
You know what I mean?
I'll stick to the Ivory or the Dove.
Bathwater soap to wash my body. You know
right. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, she's cute and the whole shit, but I'm good. And it's probably like $40 a bar. You know what I'm saying? For a little $2 bar of soap, it's probably like 12, 15 bucks. I don't know. Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, she's an actress now. I mean, she's actually turning into a really, really good actress, bro. So props to her, man. Make that money, yo.
Yeah, make your money, but I mean, you know, hey, I'm not hating on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, if knuckleheads are gonna pay for it, hey.
Yeah, different strokes for different folks is what I
absolutely.
Like to say. So, all right, let's get into the last category here of the day. The top 5 saddest movie scenes.
Yeah, this one was tough, bro, because like I'm an old man, so I got a lot of movies in the Rolodex. You know what I'm saying? But I tried to like remember these 5, so I'm gonna start off with this one just to get it out the way, and it's the only one that I have like in this category because there were a few that I could have put in here. But at number 5, I got Black Widow's death in Endgame. She sacrifices herself to get one of the stones to help them come back or whatever. She's like fighting Hawkeye. They're both fighting to see who's gonna sacrifice themselves, and then she finally puts herself in position, and she just, you know what I'm saying, he's holding on to her. She's like, you know, just let me go. You know what I'm saying? That was sad as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna front. I'm a Black Widow fan. I'm a Scarlett Johansson fan. My youngest son is in love with Scarlett Johansson, and that scene still hurts us. So I'm gonna say Black Widow dying in Endgame was my number 5.
Okay. My number 5 is the end of Terminator 2.
Where
he's like, there's still one more,
right?
And he's like, no,
I order you not to go. Yeah, I remember that scene. I remember watching that shit in the theater.
Yeah,
that's how old I am.
He gets lowered down into the thing, and he's kind of got the semi-tiered.
Yeah, with the thumbs up.
Yeah. That's my number 5.
Yeah, that's a great scene, man. My number 4, and this one could have been higher on the list. I went with Toy Story 3. And there's 2 different scenes. There's the scene where all the toys are holding hands, right, like as they're going into like the burner, where they might almost get burned. And then at the end, Andy going to college, and he gives the toys to the little girl to kind of like.
That's higher on my list. That's higher. That's
like I said, that could have.
I would rather it had him went down in the blaze of glory
than
Andy having to say goodbye to his friends and the whole so long partner. That's my number 2. So
that like I was struggling, like that almost went higher on my list for real. I love like that's just that hits you. Like I think I've only seen I've seen all the Toy Stories like hella times. That one I think I've only seen twice because it was so like I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't feel like crying. I don't feel like crying today. Grown ass man.
I'd rather had them all incinerated and just.
You rather just have them all die than for him to give them away.
The whole like so long partner scene.
Yeah, that was
I mean, man, it's just
and that's good storytelling though, bro. Because the fact that they survived the incinerator. Like you get like this sense of, oh, nice, you know, saying they made it, and then he just gives them away, and it's just like, are you fucking kidding me?
You got to say goodbye to your lifelong partner. That's all they've ever known, their best friend, and then they'll never. That was my. So I actually have that as my number 2. My number 4, is the Green Mile, where they're gonna execute John Coffey. and he doesn't put. He's like, "Don't put the mask on me, boss, please." You know, I don't want to be in the dark, and they don't, so they don't put the mask on him, and you know, they have to execute this person that, you know, they know that didn't do the thing wrong, and the whole "I'm tired, boss," and you know, so I got Green Mile. It's number 4, the John Coffey execution.
Yeah, no, that's another good one there too. That one was a one and done. I that's one of those that I can't watch that again. That's just sad. My number 3, and this is going way back. A lot of people would listen probably haven't even seen it, but it's My Girl, and it's got it's got
that's higher on my list too.
Yes, it's got oh God, from Home Alone.
Yeah,
Macaulay Culkin. Yes, he's a little kid with this girl, and he's allergic to bees and gets stung in the woods with bees, and he dies. And she goes to his funeral. The little girl, when she goes to his funeral, she's like, his face. Where are his glasses? He needs his glasses. That was so heart wrenching right there.
Yeah, that's actually that's higher on my list.
Okay.
Yeah. My number 3 is Hardball, where G Baby dies. So where the little kid, he goes behind the back and he gets shot, and he's like, "We're gonna be okay. We're gonna be okay." And man, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. And then he realizes G Baby dies, and then they flash forward to the scene before where you know, he had hit the game-winning hit, and you know, and then Keanu Reeves goes over this, like, the whole thing at the funeral. So like there's like a whole 10 minutes where it's just like sad as shit.
Right.
But that whole part in Hardball. Yeah, that's my number 3. What's your number 2?
My number 2, and like this scene is just like engraved in my head, and it's just weird that my wife actually asked about it because she hasn't watched it because she knows it's a really. But the bathroom scene in The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh yeah.
Is one of the like, as a father of, you know what I'm saying, son, like, talk about heart wrenching and just like not wanting to be in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like what would you do in that? You know what I'm saying? And he's holding the door closed because he, you know what I'm saying, like, and he's holding his kid like that. That shit was rough, dude. And then when I saw it, you know what I'm saying, my last 2 were still young. You know what I'm saying? So that shit really hit me, bro. That's another one where I can't watch that movie again, bro. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? That's a one and done for me.
Yeah. My number 2 is the Toy Story, what we just talked about.
Yeah.
Partner. So
I love all those movies, man. Shout out to Pixar.
They're making another one. I don't need another one. They should have really ended it with 3, and I was good. I didn't need a 4, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Forky was a little but they're making another one, bro. So be ready for the 5th one.
Another cash grab. I don't need it.
I'm gonna watch it.
What's your number 1?
My number 1 is Forrest Gump, bro. Is when he's at Jenny's grave.
That ain't sad,
bro. It's sad, bro. I saw that in the movies. You know what I'm saying? My wife's name is Jennifer. That hit me. So I'm with Forrest Gump there. That movie's one of the best movies. But when he sits there, he has the letter from his son, and I'm not supposed to read it, so I'll just leave it right here for you. So, but I miss you, Jenny. What? That touches me every time, bro. And I love that movie. That's one of the best movies ever made.
That ain't even sad. She deserved it. We don't even know if
so what? You laugh at that part? You laugh at that part?
I don't laugh. It just, she deserved it. He ain't gonna get no sympathy. No. We don't even know if that kid is. No.
See, I'm sad for Forrest. I ain't that sad about Jenny. I hear you on this. She deserved it, kind of, sort of. But I felt for Forrest there.
You know what I'm got some other pussy out in the world is what should have happened. War hero, all that stuff. He couldn't get no other girl. He's stuck on this girl he met 20 years ago. Nah, fam.
That's his Jenny,
no
bro.
Sympathy. No.
All right, what's your number 1?
No. Nah. Not even sad to me. And even my number one is my girl. The
Yeah, dude.
the where's his glasses scene?
Yeah,
You know,
he needs his glasses. Yeah,
he can't.
I haven't been able to, dude. It's probably been
30 years.
It's probably been over 20 years since I've watched it. Like I saw
I
it.
watched it.
I watched it a few times when it came out because it was so good, and I like Sam McCarthy. Yeah. But like,
I watched it recently with my daughters, and they started crying. A couple years ago, and so and it's a good I think
it's a really good movie, bro.
Coming of age movies.
Yes,
last weekend. Yeah, and so it's a good coming of age movie. But
it's a really good movie, man.
That scene,
it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking, bro. Yeah, no, that's a great number one, bro.
Yeah, that's
a great number one. Yeah, even though you shit on my number one, it's all good. Your number one was great.
Forrest Gump is that. Yeah. If you want to tell me his mom dying, I'm okay with that. But that wasn't even. It was his reaction. It was that whole scene, him talking about his son and how smart he is, and he reads a book with him every day, and they fish a lot. Like that whole scene. Bothered. She should have taken that was a good man 20 years ago.
It wasn't so much about Jenny. It was about the way Forrest was reacting at that. You know what I'm saying? The way he was feeling right there was sad to me.
Nah. All right. Before we get out of here, you got anything else you need to dip out of here before we get out?
Nah, I'm good. Just happy to be back on the show. Looking forward to the next one. Like you mentioned earlier, you know what I'm saying? Enjoy those moments that you have in between life kicking your ass with work and responsibility and all that shit. When you're hanging out with your boys or with your significant other and you enjoy spending that time, enjoy that time. I think we're gonna be watching some movies today, babe. So we're gonna watch some movies with wifey, and I don't know if I'm gonna watch one of these sad ass ones, but you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna hang out with wifey today, watch some movies and chill. But enjoy those times, and for the kids out there, you know what I'm saying, let your parents take those pictures, man. You're gonna want to see them when you're older and be like, oh shit, I remember that.
For the parents and the moms, get in the pictures.
Yes, and you guys are gonna want to do that too every once in a while too. Is kind of rotate and make sure that you guys are part of those pictures too.
What I do, you know what I do? Anytime I see a family out and I see like the mom taking a picture or the dad taking a picture, I just like, hey, I can take a picture of all you guys, and I just take.
Good shit. But I mean, with you and wifey too, do that too. Like if there's a situation where you're saying like one of you has to take the picture. Like try to rotate that shit so that she's in some and you're in some too, and and then there's times where it's just the kids or whatever. But whenever you guys can be in them too, you're gonna want to do that too. It helps out.
Yep. All right, that's the show, folks. We'll be back next week, 8 a.m. Central, 9 Eastern. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, subscribe, share. We'll catch y'all next time.
Peace.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.